Hello everyone, welcome to this episode of the Capable Minds podcast. Today we have Marco and Clayton from HWB Sports Academy. They're going to discuss their journey and how they started the academy and just how beneficial it is to kids and children across South Wales. As always, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel to help us grow. And before we get started, ask yourselves one question. What makes you capable?
Capable Minds podcast.
Marco, Clayton, thank you for coming on speaking to us at the Capable Minds podcast. If you could just start by giving us a brief description about what HWB Sports Academy is, how you got started, who's involved, and just the basics of what you do.
Yeah, so essentially it's a sports camp for kids aged 5 to 13 years old. And it started originally, it's always been a dream of mine to start something like this for kids, to get them active, to teach them about the importance of a healthy lifestyle, not just being active, but nutrition-wise. We haven't quite hit that yet, but maybe that's for the future. We'll go into that bit more detail later. And yeah, it's just something that kind of came about recently. I had a conversation with someone I knew, and they kind of prompted, well, why can't you start something like this now? Reached out to Bailey, one of the members of the team.
Yeah.
He was really interested and said he knew someone that was interested. Reached out to Clayton. He was very interested. So yeah, that's just a very brief description of what it is and how it started.
Yeah, and for yourself, where were you two brought in right from the beginning, right?
I think I was, Marco spoke with Bailey, so there's four of us, me, Marco, Bailey and Harry.
Okay.
Marco and Bailey spoke about it first, and then Marco rang me up and just said, are you interested? And I said, yeah. Bailey and Harry work in the same school together, they're both teachers, same as me. So they both said they were involved, and then yeah, we just cracked on from there. Started having little meetings every week. Yeah. And started making plans, and then now we're here.
It's sick, to be fair. I like the thought of giving the kids an opportunity to express themselves in sport and activity whilst they're sometimes in a 6-week holiday or a Christmas half term or whatever. A lot of kids will sit and play on their games. So obviously I had you on previously with your previous business, so I remember we spoke before about getting kids off that sort of thing, away from the screen, and more doing like physical stuff. Because do you agree that our age group is like the last ones who were, we were like, it was just before that generation, wasn't it? Yeah. Where we could still go out and play curbs, play football games and go over the field and stuff like that. Whereas nowadays, kids are so like screen time. What you do, I think, is nothing but amazing for the kids.
Yeah, I was saying to him this morning, that was one of the main things for me, is that because I'm a teacher, I'm speaking to the kids regularly in the daytime, and like I'll be like, oh, what's the plan tonight, guys? Like, what are you all doing? And it's just like, go home, play PlayStation, play Xbox.
Mad,
and
isn't it?
for me, I just find that frustrating, because I just think like you're not making any memories. Exactly. You're not going to look back when you're 30 years old and remember that time we played FIFA all day. You're not going to, but you are going to remember all the times you went out and ride bikes with your friends, played football, played rugby. And like when we were young, that's all we'd be doing. I'd be out I'd be arguing with my parents about what time I had to come back home. And now you can't get them outside. So he said one of the main things is getting them out there, making friends, they're socialising, they're being creative, they're being active. So of all the other things is to keep them occupied in a nice, safe environment. And
100%. And do you remember we were like the last generation who had to go and call for each other as well?
Yeah.
So we had to, like nowadays kids can just drop a message. They all got iPhones, which is crazy.
Yeah. We were like the transitional generation, so we had a bit of both. We had like obviously going out, calling for our friends, knocking their door or whatever. But then we were also around a bit for the PlayStation and stuff, but it was that transitional period, whereas now, like you said, a lot of it's technology based. Yeah. Like even some kids at the camps now, say we have like snack time or lunch time, they've got iPhones and that. Yeah, it's crazy. They're like 8 years old and they've got iPhones. They're just checking their iPhone while we don't let them do that while we're doing activities, but while it's their snack or their lunch, they might got to check their phone, see if their mum or someone's contacted. And a lot of them have got iPhones at the age of 8 and 7. Like that didn't happen.
Nah, no chance. No chance. So who came up with the name?
It was actually Clayton.
Yeah.
Clayton came up with the name. Yeah.
So because me, Harry and Bailey are all PE teachers, so in PE now the departments, they've all changed names basically. So our department now is Health and Wellbeing, so HWB. So I thought that was because the kids are obviously, that's what they'll know the PE department as, Health and Wellbeing faculty. We thought let's go with that and keep it along those lines, and it's not just It's not just being physically active, also mentally well, which we're big on as well, because we're not just playing football and rugby and stuff like that, but we're also doing things like yoga, gymnastics and other stuff, creative things. So it's like a overall well-being, not just physical as well.
I know it's HWB, but it is kind of like a hub, isn't it?
Yeah,
like,
it is.
So even though we say hub, but it's like a hub of well-being and fitness and health. I think it's amazing. So how do you plan on introducing the nutrition stuff?
That's not something we've really transitioned to just yet. We have obviously made him aware about keeping hydrated. We make sure we're like, right, it's drink time now, guys, especially because the weather's been nice. And we've instilled in them that, you know, if you want to play sport, you have to keep hydrated. You need to hydrate yourself with the right things.
For sure.
But definitely for me, that was one of the main things, is that at some point we transition to a place where even if it's just a short period of the day, we make them aware, right, if you want to go into sport, just for your health and well-being in general, it is important that you understand the importance of fueling yourself correctly. I wish someone taught me this when I was younger, because it took me until I was in my 20s to really start to understand that this is so important. So if someone was not drilling this into me, but at least made me aware of this from the age of like 7, 8, 9, 10, it gives them such a huge head start in life.
I think it's something that when we were younger, it wasn't such a big thing, was it?
No.
Whereas nowadays, you got the multidisciplinary team in any setting like that with sport and activity, where you have nutrition people, you have coaches, you have psychologists, you have masseuses, physios and everything else, all around those players or those kids or those athletes. So yeah, in terms of like your backgrounds, obviously you have a little bit of a nutritional background anyway, and you're a coach and a teacher, so I think the guidance you can provide is more than enough anyway right now, but I'm guessing you want to be a bit more specific.
I think for the time being, obviously, for now, we just want to make it enjoyable for the kids.
Exactly, I think that's fine.
Yeah, we just want to make it we don't want to make them feel like they're back in school. We want to make it enjoyable. And, you know, if we then influence them in the right ways and they want to do things off their own back outside of our hub, like you've called it, then it's a win for us. We already had some kids already say, oh, I want to start gymnastics now, I want to start playing football now outside of this, and that's like job done for us.
It's amazing, you're inspiring kids to be better. So so talk to me about your background. So let's start with Clayton.
Okay, so PE teacher is my day-to-day job, but going back further than that, I was doing a little bit of care work as well. So working in like residential homes with kids and stuff like that, which I enjoyed. Challenging, but it was enjoyable. So yeah, PE teacher now, but I also play football as well, so that is another thing to juggle.
Very long career. You played at high level as well, right? So
so at the moment I'm playing for Penabont in the Welsh Premier League, but I've played for Pontypridd for the last 2 years before this, and Barrytown as well. And then I played over in England for a few years, a few non-league clubs over there as well.
Loads of experience in that sort of setting. So when you're around a team, like you've had experience within sort of like a hub, but in a smaller variation of that, do you know what I mean? Like every team is kind of like a hub. Like we were saying earlier. So what skills do you bring to the team for hub?
So first and foremost, like Marco was saying, fun. I want to have fun every second of the day. I like to be laughing and joking 100%. At all times. The kids will know that. I'm always trying to make sure everyone's having fun, enjoying themselves. So first and foremost, try and bring that to the table. But enthusiasm, obviously, you know, I'm trying to, you know, look active and lively, and gone off the boil a little bit there.
That's alright. It's like I say, your experience is massive anyway, and working in PE and football and sport, this like, how many years have it been since you've been playing football?
Started playing as soon as I could walk, pretty much, just kicking the ball around. My dad was a footballer, my brother was a professional footballer as well, so as soon as I could walk, I was kicking the ball around. Started playing then just locally, and then I was playing for Cardiff when I was younger in the academy and stuff like that. Always wanted to be a footballer, but obviously didn't end up happening. But then I suppose be a good role model for the kids now, and it's something I tell them as a teacher, and that even if you don't make it in whatever sport you want to make it as, you can still pursue sport, you can still earn money from sport. So I'm currently teaching sport every day as my job. I play football like semi-professionally, so you can still be involved in it, and
100%.
and
you can't put price on experience, can you?
No.
This episode is brought to you by Envio Apparel, an activewear and lifestyle brand, and you can get 15% off your whole order with code CapableMinds15. Check out envioapparel.com or on socials, Envio Official. Let's get back to the podcast.
No.
So, Marco.
Yeah, just before we go on to me, I just want to say as well, obviously Clayton's good to have around because he is kind of like a model that they can model themselves off, like I say, because he plays decent level football, semi-pro football. Like he looks after himself as well. He eats well, but he still also enjoys life. Do you know what I mean? So it's good to have someone around that because he actually was live on Sky the other day and we put it on our story. And the amount of kids then that came in and was like, "Oh, Mr. Green, we've seen you on TV," and it's nice to see that. Do you know what I mean? They're like looking up to him. So
it's like a role model.
Yeah, exactly. It's good to have someone like that on the team because
and you're relatable.
Yeah, exactly.
On the flip side of that is if my game is on TV and I don't do well, the kids are on it straight away.
You'll be on your neck.
So you had another yellow card yesterday.
Shock. Yeah. That's what you want everyone says. You get a booking, you love a booking.
Yeah.
So that was it.
Yeah.
Go on then, Mark. Tell us what you bring to the team. Talk to us about your experience in health, sport, and that sort of industry.
So I'm in marketing at the moment. That's like my day-to-day job. So in terms of helping the business get set up, there's a few things that we have to do behind the scenes, which I kind of took the reins on. Obviously the guys helped me a lot with that as well, like little admin stuff as well, but just kind of getting little bits set up, like the website and you know, our form, like our forms, our booking form and everything else. Email campaigns that we get going, our mailing list, everything like that. So that's kind of, you know, I do some of the things like Clayton's helped me out with that, Bailey has as well, and Harry as well. Everyone's kind of chipped in with that because there's quite a bit to do behind the scenes as well. But that's where I think I bring a little bit more experience, where these guys are a lot better maybe running the activities because they've got that experience being teachers.
Yeah, on that I was going to say, like lots of the things he's done set up was I could never have done. I'm not sure. Bailey's pretty good and Harry is good as well, but some of the things that he's brought to the table, I think probably the other three of us probably would struggle with, to be fair. So he's done a lot of the organisational and
again, it's experience, isn't it? Because obviously you ran the previous business, so you've got experience and knowledge in that field of setting up forms and websites and everything else. And I know you've got a little bit of a background in nutrition, so you obviously bring that to the table as well.
That's essentially why I want to try and somehow get this in with, you know, HWB Sports Academy. Because I do have that bit of a nutritional background. I've got a CPD in nutrition and weight management, VCTC in sport and fitness, and I'm actually a health science undergrad, so I've got a year left with the Open University on that. So that's where I want to try and bring that in, but in a fun, engaging way, because you don't want to like lose the kids.
No, of course.
So yeah, somehow, some way.
And then talk to me if you can tell me about Harry, and then you can tell me about Bailey. So let's go Bailey first. So what does he bring to the team?
Bailey is very energetic. The kids absolutely love him. They know, like, sometimes I'll come in and like, "Where's Bailey?" And I'm like, "Bailey's not in today," and they're gutted because I'm like, I'm here, but no worries, don't look too disappointed. But no, they love him. He's bubbly. He's just flat out constantly all day, and he's qualities. He does boxing as well, so that's sort of his sport. So he's done a little bit of boxing with the kids, and they've really enjoyed that. But fun, lively, and he's class. And like the activities, he just thinks up off the top of his head. And me and Marco are like, how on earth has he just come up with that? Just off the top. So creative. But Harry, the same as that. Those two, to be fair, some of the things they've come up with, I'm thinking just sat aside.
And you say they're both PE teachers.
They work in the same school together. Oh,
there you go. So they got loads of experience working with kids in that age range anyway. So was there a reason why you chose? Is it 5 to 13?
Yes.
Is there a reason why you haven't gone 13 to 16 that age as well?
I was just thinking, when kids get to say, I just remember when I was in school, once I was in year 7, then I would just be out with my friends, so like Mum didn't really have to worry about what I was doing. So we thought we'll offer, you know, year 7, year 8s, maybe if any kids want to come for that age group, and then we started at 5 lowest, because we were thinking any younger than that is a little bit tough as well. So that was the age range we went for, but the majority of kids are around about 9, 10. That sort of age group is sort of that's probably the most.
And I like that you put kids in the like if they're having a football match, you try and put the older ones with the older ones, and the younger ones with the younger ones, obviously, so you don't get people clattering into the smaller kids.
Yeah, because you've got like winning is everything to these, and even though it's just a game which they play every single day, they want to win, so you can't blame them for going flat out. But then also, if you've got 5-year-olds playing against 12-year-olds and someone gets hurt,
it's a duty of care, innit?
Yeah, basically. So yeah, we have to try and mix it up, definitely.
So let's talk in a bit more detail about the services you offer. So talk me through a typical day in the HWB Sports Academy.
Yeah, so in the morning, 8 till 9, we've tried to make the drop-off times and the pick-up times really convenient for the parents. I think that's one of our USPs, to be honest. 8 till 9 is drop-off and 4 till 5 is pick-up, so it's quite flexible if they're working parents. So pick-up time and drop-off time, it's just basically letting the kids mingle, do their own thing, getting to know each other. We'll give them a few balls, they'll just play around a bit. When it gets to the 9 o'clock then in the morning, we'll get everyone in. We basically, just go over a few rules for the day, make sure everyone's kind to each other, make sure everyone's involved, don't be nasty, show them where the toilets are, go over a few health and safety things, a few of the more boring things, but then we try and make that as fun as possible. We put them then into team houses, which the kids love. I don't know if you can remember when you were a thing, but
so they get a new house every day?
They'll always switch it up. I think that was, I'm not sure I think that was either Clayton's idea or maybe Bailey or Harry's idea.
Good, it reminds me of like sports day. Greenhouse, what else?
The kids love it. And then you can earn points for like teamwork, leadership, helping out, but then they can lose points as well if they're like, snatching, not playing not fairly with the others, bad sportsmanship, anything like that. So that's really good.
And we let them pick their own houses as well, so they can sit with their friends. And then when we go into, say, we're playing dodgeball, then we pick the teams then for dodgeball, and then people earn points based on what they've done. But it's a good, they love that.
It's good because it teaches them discipline as well.
That's it. And then in the morning we usually start with dodgeball because the kids absolutely love dodgeball.
It's a good icebreaker, isn't it? Get smashed in the face with a ball. I'm awake.
It's mad, honestly. They just absolutely love dodgeball. So obviously when we got the higher numbers that we've been having, in your 40s and touching 50, we split them up into like 4 different teams, and then we just carousel the teams. And they absolutely love it. And we do like little things within the game called like the fireball. So we play songs while it's playing, and then the dodgeballs are red, and then we'll throw in a blue ball and then play the song Fireball, which they go crazy for. And that fireball, whoever hits the other member of the team with the fireball, like everyone comes back in and they just absolutely love it. And then we just do different sports throughout the day, so we try and cater it to what the crowd wants, the children want. So we've got a bunch of people who want to do gymnastics, so we've got gymnastic mats. We set up little drills for gymnastics. Loads of the boys obviously want to do football, so we split up the older group and the younger group, get them to play football, do football drills. Basketball, do basketball. Cricket,
rounders,
tag rugby.
I want to go.
Genuinely, there's so many different games. Like one of Bailey's ideas before was he got everyone to make paper aeroplanes, and then they did paper aeroplane golf.
That's sick.
Like honestly, we just do so many different things that keep them active.
And how do they? Do you see kids coming out of their shell? Like obviously some kids are a bit shy, aren't they?
That's like the best part for me. It's like, we had a couple of parents who would say, "Oh, listen, my son and my daughter's come today. They're really shy. They come in and they don't want to leave their mum's side." And then 3 days later, you see them, they just run straight past their mum and they don't even say bye. And they just, So it's,
I think that's testament to you, lot. Obviously, you make it such a friendly and welcoming environment. And then because like you said, you almost teach them not to be nasty and not to leave people out and stuff like that, because they can lose points essentially. So sharing, you help them learn how to share and become friends with everyone. And also the way you split them up for certain games is going to make them gel with people they wouldn't necessarily be friends with.
I mean, like we'll use, say, the older kids and ones that have been there, say, for weeks now, so we know them well. If there's a new one coming in, we say that, "Oh, right, can you introduce yourself?" Go and introduce them to the rest of the people they're maybe playing football with. Show them where the toilets are, so then they're naturally just they're in straight away.
And what other skills do you think they develop whilst being there?
We did like quite a few bits on Instagram, put some posts out before, and like it'd be nice to revisit them because we're looking at like, we've just given them a load of equipment not long ago and said, right, set up your own assault course.
Yeah.
And then we've had a little girl who set up hurdles, hoops, into a ladders as well for like fast feet. But then what she's done is we've got a 2-minute video of her explaining each step of the way.
That's class.
And then she goes onto the mat at the end. So like she's developing her creativity because she's thinking, she's developing her communication, leadership skills, being active. So all of these things are just naturally coming about. And it's like, it's all the stuff we spoke about beforehand. And then it's coming out. And so we've got, you know, loads of footage of the kids developing all these skills, which is what it's all about.
That could be like a coach in the making, you don't know. Because if they look at you guys as role models as well. Yeah. It might make them want to go into, because if she's comfortable speaking and explaining exercises and what the benefits are and stuff already, imagine when she's like grows and goes into something more coach based.
6 years, I think she was 6 years old as well. And she's speaking clearly, like, right, this is what we're doing at this point, bang bang bang, this point, now we're going to do this.
It's a bit off topic, but do you think YouTube and that has a bit to play now because they constantly watch people presenting?
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
100%.
So like they're constantly watching people on vlogs and like playing games on Twitch and all that sort of stuff.
Speaking clearly,
they're
looking at the camera.
Definitely.
So it's like
it's definitely hardwired.
Yeah, it's like a learned behaviour, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's class. So talk to me a bit more about your USP. I know you mentioned it briefly.
Yeah, I think for us there's a few different things that we've got going for us which has made us quite popular. The first being the price. I think our price point is very affordable. I think secondly, the fact that we're multi-sport and multi-game, and we make it fun. So although we're getting the kids active and they're learning new skills, that is essentially byproducts of them having fun what we're doing. You know, if someone doesn't want to play football all day, we're not going to be playing football all day. If someone doesn't want to do gymnastics all day, we're not going to be doing gymnastics all day. Someone doesn't want to do basketball all day. So, you know, someone might not want to play football, but then in the other corner, we've got gymnastics going on, And then, you know, we might have another group down on the basketball court. So there's something for everyone. And we just kind of carousel that all day. So the kids just don't really get bored. There's always something going on. And I don't think there's many other camps that are doing that. I think they specialise kind of in one area, and they stick to that, which is fine. It's obviously that's what they want to do. That's what they specialise in, but it kind of cuts off a lot of the rest of the market.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think that's, you know, two of our USPs. For sure.
It's a no-brainer, really, isn't it? Like, obviously, kids are going to be interested in wherever they're interested in. So if you're going to offer sort of avenues for them to, sometimes they might want to do something they're not used to doing because they're learning a different sport or a different skill, and the amount of fun that you provide for them, a sport which they wouldn't necessarily do day to day or watch, might actually become a sport that they enjoy. And then similarly, if they don't enjoy and they hate it, there is something they can actually go and enjoy.
And the amount of like,
both ways.
I remember getting to year 7, and there was so many sports I'd never even played before. Because in primary schools maybe they don't have the facilities or the equipment or whatever, but now we're offering these kids probably a load of sports they've never even played. They might be people who've never played table tennis before, and now they're playing table tennis every day and they love it. They might start playing all the time. We've also got, I was going to mention on the last question, the drawing corner as well.
The drawing corner,
which is a nice little. So obviously it's quite a busy day if you're there from 8 till 5 potentially. Lots of activities, which is great, but also that's a long time for kids to be flat out, which some of them have bags of energy. Some of them sometimes need a little quiet half hour.
That's really
so we've
good.
got a little table where we've got just pens, paper, and they can just have a little draw, a little colour. If that's what they need, just a little bit of, you know, a little bit of quiet time.
And it's nice to see some of the kids are like proper creative as well. You can see that, you know, they're a bit different to like the others in a positive way, where that they're drawing things and you're like, how are you drawing that at the age of like 6? Like, do you know what I mean? It's crazy to see, but they need that just little time, just by, you know, a little group of them of like say 5 or 6, and they're just there quietly just doing their drawing, while the others, like Clayton said, got bags of energy and are running their heads off. So,
no, it's good that you offer stuff for literally every kid. So what's some of the reaction and reviews been like from parents and also the kids, I guess?
Really, really good, I'll be honest. It's gone way better than I thought it was going to go. Not that I didn't think it was going to go well, but it's kind of just caught like wildfire.
I love the way that you're sharing reviews on the social media. Because straight away that it almost gives people a safety net.
Social proofing, isn't it?
All these people are really happy with what they provide, so I'm going to send my kid there.
Honestly, the amount of reviews that we've had face to face, but then over social media as well from the parents saying that their kids absolutely love it and they can't wait to come back. Like they get it quicker for this than they do for school. They want to start a sport, like I said earlier. They want to start something because of us. They want to start gymnastics, or they want to start playing football outside because of us. So I'm sure Clayton can chime in as well. But
like it's nice that obviously they feel comfortable to leave nice reviews there for us, because that's helpful for us as well. You know, that goes a long way. And we were saying at the start, because the first week was quite quiet, but again we were saying it's just about getting people in, giving them positive experiences, then they go off and tell other people, and it's just snowballed, and that's all. We knew that it would come to this point when we got busy, but it was going to be quiet at the start because it was our first day, so it's building, and every time someone comes we make sure they have fun, we make sure they have a good time, they make friends, they play games every day. And then, the parents are leaving nice reviews for us, so we're happy to share those.
The thing is, with kids and parents, they both talk a lot.
So
you know what I mean? So like parents are, the score, none of us are parents, but the score, our friends who are parents, they have friends who are parents. You know what I mean? And they all go out with their kids together, and it's like they all go out on sort of like little day trips and stuff, so they all tell each other stuff. So the more of a positive experience you can give one kid, that kid then will probably tell 5, 6, 10 kids, and then their parents will also tell their friends who are parents.
That's what's happened, and obviously, like, I've got a background in marketing, whatever. Word of mouth is the most powerful form of marketing.
100%.
So, that's essentially what's happened. It's just we've just provided a good environment for the kids. The parents have loved it, the kids have loved it, and they've just told everyone else, and then all of a sudden, we've just looked at like our booking form one day and been like, we've got like 40 kids in today out of nowhere. Like,
that's class.
Yeah.
So good. So let's talk a little bit about kids who might be coming from like a disadvantaged background, like where they might not have the facilities, as we mentioned earlier, to go and play football, or to go, maybe they're not as socially accepted in their little group to go out and be able to play with their friends or who they wanted to be friends with, from a house standpoint, but also a social standpoint. Have you seen kids like that where you kind of see their mindset change in terms of they come in and it's like a breath of fresh air for them. It's like completely different to what they used to in their home life. You know?
I think I'm not obviously not going to name any names, but I can think of like 1 or 2 children off the top of my head that I definitely notice a stark difference in from the first time they come to now.
That's amazing.
They're much more confident. I think the word for me is like confident. They're just more confident because they've been there, they've made friends, they've played the games. Like Clayton said before, we've had quite a few parents be like, so and so's a bit shy, so I don't know if they're gonna be alright. If they're not okay, phone me. And this one individual I'm thinking of particular, at the start when he first came, his mum literally said that she was like, he's a bit shy and doesn't really like to come out of his shell a bit, but since he's like a regular now, he's been with us pretty much all summer, and now he's one of the main people who come every week. And I'm, like Clayton said, if there's a new guy, I'm like, so and so, can you show where the toilets are, can he play football with you, can you do this? And he's like, no worries. So there's a few examples there where we've noticed a big difference.
So it almost feels like a sort of like a family. By the time you come to the end of the 6 weeks now, we'll have been together so much. You see people, it's just so common, they just feel so familiar around each other, comfortable enough to say and speak how they feel and stuff like that, so it's a nice feeling.
Yeah, it's amazing. So with the, let's talk about the coaches and the seminars and everything else that you're bringing in to help the kids further. So what's the thought process behind that, and what sort of people and experience do you want to bring in that can help them develop further?
Yeah, so we were away, weren't we? So we were speaking and we were thinking, right, how can we build this up now? How can we improve? How can we make sure having more fun, having better experiences? Because there's 4 of us and we've got a wide variety of backgrounds, but even still we're like, there's more. So we were like, right, let's collaborate with as many people as we can. So we just started firing messages out everywhere, didn't we? Just anyone we could think of. So firstly, Marco got in touch with G, who's a dancer. So that was a big one for us because we wanted to get more girls in. So in the first couple of weeks, probably looking at 3, 4, sometimes 1, 2 girls a day.
Yeah.
Since we had G in, and we also had my sister in as well, which I'll talk about in a sec, but since we had those 2 in, we're averaging 12, 13, 14 girls a day now. And they've come for the one day, had a great time, and now they're coming back every day, even when there's no dancer in. So like they've seen that there's loads of fun, there's loads of other girls there. So that was the one reason we wanted to collaborate. And then we had my sister in, so my sister runs marathons, just fitness, so she came in and did a fitness class with the kids on Wednesday, and they absolutely loved it. And I think at the start, I think there's about 40 kids all involved at the start, which was chaos, but it was class. They loved it.
Yeah, they did love it.
And then Friday we had Kane McLagan in, who's just started a new business, match ready coaching. So he came in and did some football activities for the kids, and the boys absolutely loved it. So we had, I think we had 50 kids, so that's, you know, we had to turn the booking form off for that day because it sold out.
That's class.
So so Kane had 2 groups. So we had the youngsters with him for the first part of it, older group with him for the second part, and then they put into games. But yeah, they loved it with Kane. So just the thought process behind it was trying to provide different experiences with people with different expertise, which we might not have.
Exactly, and to be fair, it was Clayton's idea. He kind of come up with the collaboration aspect. He was like, "Oh, why don't we use our network?" It's another USP. I don't know any other camps that are bringing in like special guests
I haven't
either.
seen anyone do that.
No, so and we were like, you know, between the 4 of us, we've got enough connections to start bringing people in. So that's when we started, literally, like you said, just firing messages. And you know, we've talked about some of what we all bring to the table. Obviously, Clayton got loads of connections and he's a big name in football. Harry also played, you know, same level as Clayton as well in the Welsh Prem. Really good footballer as well. And Bailey obviously is really good at boxing as well, so he's got connections in the boxing world. But yeah, we just thought, why can't we just bring in all these people? And yeah, big thanks to G, Lauren and Kane for coming in, because the kids absolutely loved all their sessions. You see it all on our Instagram and our social medias, our Facebook, our TikTok. Kids getting involved with things they wouldn't usually maybe get involved with.
They look good on the stories.
Yeah.
And also, I know you do like a variety of different sports and skills and everything else, but obviously them coming in is completely different to anything you would put on. Do you know what I mean? So I know they do like football, basketball, gymnastics, everything else, different things every day. But then someone's coming in completely different from everything.
Fresh face.
So it's like, bam, that's gonna pique their interest in it.
Yeah. Because Marco's never going to teach dance to the kids.
No, I wouldn't want to see. I wouldn't want to see that either.
I could teach that.
So, what's the scope, do you think, for this business? Like, what's your vision for it? Where can it go? Obviously, we got things like Camp America. Obviously, that's massive.
Yeah.
So, is there scope for something that big, or how do you see it growing?
I think firstly, we just wanted to get this school, prove ourselves that we're doing good work.
Yeah.
And then the aim for the future is maybe to open up in different places. So carry on with the one we're doing.
Yeah.
Start one off maybe in another school. So build it up slowly in that sense first. So we're currently looking at different opportunities there to expand into different schools in different areas. Other things we've talked about is potentially doing after school clubs.
Yeah.
We probably need to get some feedback from parents as to when and how they would like that delivered, but that's something we'd be looking at as well. In terms of bigger camps, I'm not sure if there's anything else.
So if you start in the UK or even in Wales, for now, just conquer Wales sort of thing, innit?
Yeah.
So if you're in Porth, now if you could get one in Cardiff, because you've got to think there's 4 of you.
Yeah.
So if it ever comes to it, one of you could go up to one location, one of you go to the other location, or
that's it.
I think for me, like Clayton's like hit the nail on the head. For now, obviously, we just want to make sure that we've built a good reputation for ourselves in Porth.
I think you've done that already in 4 weeks.
I think we have. I think we've built a good reputation for ourselves here. So people are already asking, are you coming back for the next half term? Are you coming back next summer? And we're like, we'll be here for all the holidays by Christmas. So we've got that reputation there, so keep this one going, make sure it's still run correctly. But then also, we do want to look to expand at a rate that's comfortable for us. So like Clayton said, we're already inquiring now about other schools to see if we can get another one in October, and then just maybe see if we can do after school camps, maybe if there's a need for that. If not, we just focus on expanding them just in the holidays. And I really do, personally, I really do see this becoming something that can get quite big across, like you said, Wales, and then maybe even further, just see where the road takes us.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, one always leads to another, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
It's going to be like a domino effect,
Yeah.
sort of thing. But I think in 4 weeks you've already proved the concept.
Yeah.
It's just about where you can take it and
Yeah.
where the vision is for all four of you, really.
Yeah.
So this brings me on to our defining moments segment. So every single episode, I gather people to explain 3 pictures or 3 moments in the journey so far which has led you to this point. Now, I know obviously you're only 4 weeks in is it 4 weeks?
4 weeks, yeah.
You're only 4 weeks in, so I understand if you don't have 3 pictures, but is there any defining moments you could think of, maybe a picture of you guys or one of you coaching or anything like that, which you think, right, that's a defining moment, that's a defining moment, and that's a defining moment?
I'll go first. So I would say probably we've got pictures of all the kids with the guests that we had in last week, so we've got plenty of pictures there, and if you see some of those kids when you've got 30, 40, 50 kids, all smiles on their faces, just happy, that's a defining moment for me. It's just
I'm
seeing
gonna overlay it on so that people can see it at home, so I'll put a few of the guest pictures with the kids and stuff so they can see just how much fun they're having.
For me, it's there's one kind of a video and photo that I've got on a few of our reels with separate people. It's not even the same, and it's not staged, I promise. It's like girls who have just met. They don't know each other from outside of this camp, but they've got really close and they're walking holding hands.
Oh, cute.
And I have to make sure I got a photo or video of it. And like I said, it's genuinely not staged. I didn't say go on girls, hold hands and walk. They've just done it naturally. And they've been like, oh, I've made a new friend, and I just thought, that's what it's all about.
You never know now. That could be literally their best friend forever now. You just don't know.
You just don't know.
You're providing them to make those friendships, you know, that could be for life.
That's it.
Is there a third one that you can think of?
Yeah, I'm going to go for this one's a video, and it came, so when we had the dancer, Jean, she's left, but she taught them all a dance, so we're up on the 3G afterwards, and the boys are playing football, and I've got a call, it's like, the girls want you in the corner. So I was like, okay, you referee this game. I've gone down to the corner, and the girls have asked me to film it, so they're practicing the dance that they've been taught. And they asked me to film it and then send it to G.
That's class.
And that was class, and she was buzzing off that, obviously, because she's made a lasting effect on them, and they'll remember that forever probably.
And similar to that as well, actually, there was a boy after Lauren came in, because she got him to do a few drills and circuits, and she was instilling into him, if you play sport, you need to look after your body, you need to do things that are in terms of exercise that look after your body as well. And one of the guys, we went up to the 3G to play some football and do gymnastics, and he said, oh, can I just do some circuits in the corner, please?
What?
So he was there doing press-ups, sit-ups, and doing runs around the field after Lauren came in. And I thought, wow, she's had that impact on someone who's 9 years old. And that, again, that could be something that triggers something in him now that wants him to get even further into sport. You just don't know.
Exactly.
Are we allowed a fifth?
Yeah.
So when Cade came in and he's doing all the shooting drills with the kids, stuff like that, so afterwards they're having some questions, so they're asking, oh, have you ever scored this type of goal, have you ever scored that type of goal, how many goals have you scored? So I was like, oh, let's go down there and I'll show you some of his goals. So I've set the TV, got a laptop, showing some of his goals, and they were just in awe of him, he was like Ronaldo sort of and they're celebrating,
selfies with him. They were going, oh, can I have a selfie with you?
That's
it was amazing.
I've seen your goal on there as well, by the way. Don't leave that bit out. That's good. It's good you've done that. So like I say, I'll overlay these so the audience can see exactly what we're talking about and see all the fun that they're having. So overall, how do you feel like this summer has gone? Obviously we still got a couple of weeks left, but did you expect it to be this busy? I know we spoke a little bit before you got started and you were a little bit unsure, but now it's kicked on. Talk to me about how you feel so far.
So just like I said, it was quiet in the first week, which we thought it might be.
Yeah.
And I knew we'd get to the point where we would get busy, but I never thought it would get that busy this quick, which I'm glad it has.
Should be proud, yeah.
Yeah, but I wasn't expecting to get this busy this quick, but I knew the qualities that we all possess, so I knew it was going to get to this point at some point.
Yeah.
But I wasn't expecting it to happen so quickly.
Yeah.
But with the team that we've got so many different qualities amongst us. It was only ever going to go one way.
It's going to happen.
Yeah,
it's going to happen. Yeah.
I don't think we've probably shouted about that too much. Is that like the team, us, me, Clayton, Harry and Bailey? I think we all bring so many different qualities. And like Clayton said before, like Harry and Bailey are genuinely so good with coming up. They're so good with the kids from the start. They're like really, really good with the kids. Yeah. Like Harry's very laid back outside of the camp, isn't he?
Yeah.
But like as soon as he comes into it, you can see he's like
comes to life.
He comes to life. Like his whole aura changes. You're like, whoa. But I think the fact that we've got so many different qualities and we've all come together, that's what made it a success. But yeah, to be fair, he was saying, he was like, nah, I know this is gonna come good. I wasn't skeptical. I knew it was gonna do all right at some point, because otherwise I wouldn't have wanted to be involved. Exactly. But I didn't think it was gonna get this busy, this quick.
Well, it's a credit to yourselves, isn't it? It's a credit to yourselves. So after the 6-week holidays, obviously we've got a couple of weeks left, but when is the next one for people watching who might want to get involved?
Yeah, so October half term will be the next one, so it's just a week.
Yeah.
We're not going to do anything over Christmas, but then it's going to be February half term, 2 weeks Easter, the Whitsun week off, which is end of May, start of June, and then the following 6 weeks. So you're looking at 10, 11 weeks of the year basically, which we'll be running our camps. And then keep this one going in Porth, and then try and get them going in a couple of different schools as well.
Yeah, class. Okay, so as a bit of advice, is this something you can give the audience and the watchers at home, something that they can take away from the podcast and kind of implement in their life?
Yeah, so I'd probably say, I know it's easier said than done, but if there's something that you really think that you're passionate about and you want to give it a go, then even if you don't think you're ready or if you haven't got the resources, then at least give it a try and reach out to a few people. That's exactly what I did. Like I said, years ago I wrote down a few goals of mine, and one of them was to start a camp or something of this sort for kids. This was about 5 years ago. And it wasn't until I had this conversation with someone recently and they were like, well, why don't you just try and do it now? And I thought, well, I haven't got the resources, I haven't got the money, I haven't got this, I haven't got that. But it wasn't until I started reaching out to people, reached out to Bailey, and he was like, yeah, I'm interested, I've got this, this and this. Harry, also interested, got this, this and this. Reached out to Clayton, yeah, I'm interested, I've got this, this and this. And all of a sudden the pieces of the puzzle came together.
There you go.
So if you don't put yourself out there and you want to try something new or start something, then it's just not going to happen.
Exactly, you'll never know unless you try.
Yeah.
Clayton?
For me, it would just be enjoy it. Just whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
It could be sport, it could be business, it could be whatever you want to do. Just make sure you enjoy what you're doing, and work hard. Go above and beyond to do the extras, because that's what pays off in the end.
There you go. Make sure you pay attention. Okay, so is there a guest that you guys can think of that would be really good to have on the Capable Minds podcast, and who are they?
Yeah, so we had her in with our camps last week. It's my sister.
Yeah.
So Lauren Green, her name is. On Instagram is Empowered Women Fitness, and she'll be able to tell you a little bit more about what she does, but briefly, she does fitness plans for all sorts of people, mainly females.
I see loads of her stuff, to be fair. She does some class work.
Yeah, she's flat out on Instagram and she's class. She's smashing it at the moment.
Yeah.
Currently running marathons, half marathons, and does online fitness programs. So yeah.
Amazing.
Hopefully she wants to come on here.
Well, there's no better connection than the brother, is there?
Exactly.
So you'll have to put a good word in for us, and hopefully we can get Lauren on there. Anyway, thanks guys for coming on to the podcast.
What's up, man?
I wish you nothing but success with the HWB Sports Academy. If the watchers at home want to keep up to date with everything that's going on, or if they're interested in bringing their kid in for you guys to have in your camp, where can they find you?
So find us on our Instagram at HWB Sports Academy. There's a link tree there for our Facebook, our TikTok, our booking form, and we've got a Facebook as well. Like I said, it's just HWB Sports Academy, and there's more information there. We've got a website, again, just www.hwbsportsacademy.com, and all the information you need.
Perfect. And your guys' handles, if they want to keep up to date with the day-to-days of YouTube?
Mine is Marco_Formisano. Yeah.
Mine's private. I'm a teacher, so I can't allow.
Oh, okay. Got to stay focused.
Can't have everyone on there.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you for coming on. It was amazing, really insightful, and I hope everyone at home managed to take away a few bits of advice and stuff that they can implement into their into their day-to-day lives. But yeah, hopefully I'll have your sister on the next one as a guest. She can share her insight in the fitness world in that industry, and hopefully stay watching and listening, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.
Capable Minds Podcast.